What do you see when you look at this picture? Welcome to Yap and Doodle, where we won't be answering that question. In 1942, a man named Herman Rorschach asked a similar question. He wondered if ambiguous ink blots could unlock hidden parts of our personality, parts we might not even be aware of ourselves. What he created became one of the most famous and controversial psychological tests in history, the Rorschach ink blot test. So what is this test really about? How does it work? What does it mean? Rorschach developed 10 symmetrical ink blot cards. Some were in black and white, and some were in color. Rorschach asked participants to describe what they saw. He wasn't looking for specific answers. He was more concerned with how participants interpreted these blots. Rorschach believed that when faced with ambiguous shapes, our unconscious thoughts and feelings get projected onto what we see. Participants were able to look at the blots as they pleased, whether from closer or further away, sideways or upside down, it didn't matter. Rorschach didn't just concern himself with the responses, he observed and recorded a number of things. Researchers analyzed how many answers participants gave. They analyzed how long they took to respond, whether they focused on the whole blot or certain details, and if color or movement influenced their perceptions. What did he find? Normally, people gave between 15 and 30 responses. Those who were depressed gave fewer, and people with schizophrenia showed a wide range of responses, sometimes refusing to answer at all. Rorschach interpreted that people who focused on details might be more rigid, while those who saw the whole image tended to think more conceptually. He concluded that seeing movement or responding to color suggested a more dynamic or significant emotional life. Rorschach's test was impactful because it gave psychologists a new way to perceive the unconscious mind without direct questions. But it also has its downsides. Its validity, whether it really measures what it claims, has been questioned for decades. Things like education, age, and even who's distributing the test can influence results. Scoring the interpretations is also not as straightforward as many other measuring tools in psychology, which some have criticized, calling it less credible or dependable. This has rendered it as a secondary psychological tool rather than a standalone diagnostic tool. Therapists continue to use the Rorschach test to open conversations and gain insights into clients' inner worlds. It's also used in forensic psychology, where it can sometimes reveal hidden psychological issues, especially when people try to hide their feelings on the other tests. Psychologists still continue to debate how useful Rorschach's test really is, but with time and more research, scoring methods have improved, even to the point of detecting mental illness like depression. While the Rorschach ink blot test isn't perfect, it remains a fascinating tool for exploring the unconscious mind. Herman Rorschach's work reminds us that psychology isn't always straightforward, and understanding people fully takes many approaches. The Rorschach test does a good job at highlighting this. Different psychologists might interpret the same response differently. Two professionals could hear the same answer and reach different conclusions. Critics of the Rorschach test noticed this early on, making the test a perfect example of this flaw in psychology. It also allowed us to delve deeper into researching and structuring methods that would lead to clearer and more effective conclusions. While the test raised questions about whether it was a reliable scientific method, it continues to be used, so much so that it is a popular and recognizable trope even in movies, shows, and media. Even today, the Rorschach method still appears in movies and popular culture. When people think about psychology, they often imagine someone staring at an ink blot and interpreting what they see. That image has become almost symbolic of trying to understand the human mind. So, while the Rorschach ink blot test isn't perfect, It remains a consistent tool for exploring the unconscious mind. Herman Rorschach's work reminds us that psychology isn't always straightforward, and understanding people fully takes many approaches. The Rorschach test is a great testament to how the human mind can feel and project meaning, even to and from a simple ink blot. So what do you see when you look at this picture? Thanks for listening on Yap and Doodle.